About it. I did promise you to replay an analysis from Social Glenroy Coffee as it relates to the lights at the Winter Park. Or should I say the promised lights for the stadium? And before we play this statement there from Social Glenroy Coffee, the caretaker of the United Workers' Party in the Roseau constituency, it reminded me of a recent statement made by the Prime Minister of Barbados when she spoke in recent times as it relates to accountability. Remember this one? Come back to that. I'm talking about this statement.
The voices of accountability. This beacon encourages every Bajan to speak up and take responsibility when they see something going wrong in this country, in their community, in their houses, in their jobs. It embodies the idea that accountability isn't just for leaders, but for every citizen. Tanya Stevens reminds us of corruption in high and low places, only to remind us that because we have a colonial mentality, we see only the oppression that is above us and not the oppression that is among us. Creating a culture of silence in the face of patent wrongdoing is not just acceptable, it is dangerous and it is destructive. And speaking up respectfully and, more importantly, speaking truth becomes a civic duty of every citizen of this country and everyone who chooses to want to live among us, even though not a citizen. This applies, my friends, to whether we're talking about what happens in our home, our workplace, the church, the community, or even the block, especially the block. There is nothing to be gained through remaining silent when we know better. And to say it shoulda, it coulda, I didn't. Regret cannot be the platform to this country's stability, harmony, or prosperity.
Well, Soso is speaking up.
Who had been contracted C&J Electrical Services.
Okay.
And you know the value at the time when he signed the contract.
Soso is being a good citizen. Speaking up.
2.4. So we know that there was a previous contractor who had been contracted C&J Electrical Services.
Okay.
And you know the value at the time when he signed the contract, or the company signed the contract, was about 2.4 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. So let us get to the gist of the whole thing here. Recently, recent time we saw on the government Facebook page or website that PRABA, Prabha International Incorporated from Canada. Remember Canada? Remember where Montreal company came from? Canada. You notice that this company specializing, as they say, specializing in lighting and construction, has been contracted to execute the lighting project at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. And in recent times, the president of this company, Mr. Rajnesh William, met with officials from the Ministry of Sports, the Dominican Lotteries Commission, the Customs and Excise Department, the Electrical Division, the National Sports Council, and other stakeholders to discuss the scope works of the project. So here what is happening now. As we speak, Prabha International Incorporated, as we know now, is located in some parts of Canada, Eastern Brampton, Ontario, Canada. The company's top sourcing countries is India, and the top exporting markets are primarily St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Recently, and to be exact, June 3rd, Prabha International Incorporated of Canada, a company specializing in lighting and construction, has been contracted to execute lighting project at the Windsor Park Stadium. The project matter we all heard about is claimed, or as the government claimed, is valued at Eastern Caribbean $13.8 million. 13.8. And scheduled to commence this, $13.8 million Eastern Caribbean dollars, and is scheduled to commence this month, June 2025. And obviously, they say it is expected to create employment opportunities up to 74 applicants. Fair enough. But Matt, let us conduct an analysis of the Windsor Park Stadium lighting project. Matt, right now, the current contractor, Prabha International Incorporated, the primary business of this company is import-export. Obviously, they are a service company. What we know for so far, this company has no documented experience in construction. And what the government said in their release from the government said that specialized in construction. As far as I'm aware, and as far as the information revealed, no documented experience in construction. The contract value being $13.8 million EC dollars. Now, the previous contractor, C&J Electrical Services, they were awarded that contract to just do lighting. I'm not sure if it was with the pole or without the pole, but they were given the contract for lighting or for putting up the lights at a value of $2.4 million EC dollars. We know the history of that. It has been a failed project. Up to now, there is no result. Dominicans have not seen anything about lighting in the Windsor Park. And as a result, we had to forego even our cricket international opportunity to allow vendors to make money and Dominicans by large to benefit from the international cricket match that was supposed to have been held. That was held sometime in the Caribbean. But here, man, the scope of the project, man, is to installation of light poles, foundation works, wiring, lighting, fixtures, testing, and commissioning. You know, man, for context, man, let us take, for example, Sabina Cricket Stadium, man, located in Jamaica. The Sabina Cricket Stadium in Jamaica is currently undertaking a similar lighting upgrade. The project involves installation of LED lights on existing poles at a cost of Eastern Caribbean $1.35 million, approximately $500,000 US. If we subtract the cost of the Jamaican lighting upgrade from the total Prabha contract, which is $13.8 million, you remove $1.35 million from that. That is just the lighting, yeah? You would have been left with 12.45 million Eastern Caribbean currency. So yeah, hence the remaining EC 12.4 million mark is presumably for infrastructure works, such as probably pole installation, foundation construction, wiring, and related systems. But yeah, that cost comparison is a little bit difficult here. And you may ask why. It is so because there is an absence of publicly available design documents and a clearly defined scope of work for the Windsor Park project. We have not seen any document. Have you been privy to any document, Matt, regarding the lighting of the Windsor Park Stadium and the designs and everything? Have you been privy to that?
None at all.
Have you heard of anything from the government with respect to what I've just told you there, with respect to defining the scope of work for the Windsor Park Stadium and some design documents? Have you heard that from the government?
No, not at all.
Right. So notwithstanding what I've said, notwithstanding this, transparency is critical. So Matt, it is critical because, for example, a top tier 5th pole designed to withstand hurricane force winds is estimated at a cost of around $100,000 US. That each year talking about the pole, just to put the light in the pole, estimated at $100,000 US each, which means that is EC equivalent. That is EC equivalent to about $1,626,000. That's rounded up $1.7 million just for the 6 poles, because the light facility, the lighting area would require, or the Windsor Park Stadium would require the area 6 poles. And if you have to procure 6 at $271,000 Eastern Caribbean dollar, you will come up with 1.6 million, and let's go close to 1.7 million there. But so now we're going to know minus that. And that is very important to know.
It is.
You are now going to minus in summary. It's very important. For the lighting, you have a total of 1.3 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. And now for the cost of the poles, which I've just mentioned to you there, Eastern Caribbean, $1.7 million. When you take these two, that's about $3 million in total. But remember, the project is $8 million. Now there is a balance of $10.7 million still has not been accounted for, man. So when you minus the $8 million, you know what is balance, man? You know what is balance? $10.75 million. Matt, I therefore leave it to the discretion of the public to further itemize the other activities which are associated with the lighting project, for example, labor costs. And tell me, man, if there is still not a lot of money accounted for. So that project, the government have to really pay particular attention to this. But more importantly, Matt, I have a concern as well with respect to the procurement of the previous contract, the one that was given to CNG of $2.4 million Eastern Caribbean currency. And recently, he signed one awarded without any form of public tender. Have you, in your own deliberate judgment, or have you heard with your ears, man, there has been public tender for the lighting facility, whether it's for the previous contract or whether for this present contract? Have you, as a person involved in journalism, have you had information on this?
No.
Thank you. So this practice, in my view, man, contradicts internationally recognized procurement standards, including those endorsed by the International Olympic Committee, which emphasize transparency, fairness, and open competition. So in the name of national progress, I mean national progress and not regress, one must ask, why was this policy ignored? It is well known, man, it is well known by all that when standard procedures are bypassed repeatedly, man, it raises serious questions about accountability and fairness in the use of public funds. As the saying goes, man, when transparency is absent, someone is likely benefiting big. Or who are they? Man, this is a serious matter. We are just lighting.
So you
Windsor Park Stadium, $13.8 million.
So you're saying the Prime Minister and others in government need to answer some of the questions.
They need to come clean the people of Dominica. Man, I just made the comparison and contrast with respect to the lighting upgrade of the Sabina Park in Jamaica. Man, just the lighting, and in the absence of lighting, I gave you the figures. $1.35 million that it was there. $500,000 US, $500,000 US. And man, now we're talking about the cost for lighting right now in Dominica and the cost for the poles. So I take the Jamaica lighting aspect of it, whether using LED, and LED will give you a better spread of light, by the way, do the research. And I know include the poles cost, which is 1.7 million EC. When you add the lighting, the purchase of the lighting and the poles right now for Dominica, that is $3 million. What is going to happen with the balance of 10.7 million Eastern Caribbean dollars? And that's why I said I'm leaving it to the discretion of the public to further do their Yes, they're sectionalizing and itemizing the areas they feel that needs to be added. And even if you would add other costs, Matt, you must come up with a large sum of money unaccounted for. Matt, that is serious business, and the government must come clean because you have the technocrats in the Ministry of Housing and extending planning and so on. Why is the government so silent about the estimates of that project? Itemize it to us. You are policymakers when you go to the house and you get money approved. You are policymakers. Yes, the Constitution gives you the right to do so, but the Constitution also speaks of being transparent and being accountable, particularly when it comes to public funds. So I'm very much concerned, and Matt, this is where I will leave this, and the government must come clean to answer to this.
But
what kind of contract? $1.4 million previously just to do lighting, to now put in lighting, and instead I looked yesterday and even this morning again to go and confirm. I saw that the poles have been removed, and there is, according to information, 6 poles should be installed. So I gave you the price of the poles and the price of the lightings. When you add that, that still is money allocated for this project, which is $14.8 million.
Somebody has to answer them questions. After your analysis there, somebody needs to come and explain to the public so as you're right. What is really going on?
Well, yes, of course it concerns me, and I'm sure that this concerns this issue concerns a number of Dominicans, and those of us who are serious about being honest with ourselves and to stop hiding, stop burying our heads in the sand, because we all know what is estimate. When we go to build our own houses, we already pay the contractor that you can cut us there, you can cut us there. You are taking charge of your business. The business of government is a public business, so I have a right to speak to it, and many of them have the right to speak to the issue. So when I speak, I'm not targeting anybody individually, but I'm saying because public funds are involved. Yes, it is my business as a citizen, as an elector from the Roseau Central constituency, here take out Roseau Central, and more so, a concerned citizen to speak and to ask the government to come clean with the people of Dominica.
An explosive expose from Soso Glenroy Coffee. An informed source is now telling me, Matt, here's a very important question to ask. What happened to the money in the first contract? Where did it go? Who were the people who benefited? Huh? Suspect this is coming from the other side. But someone familiar with the stadium lighting project informed me that part of the reason for the increased cost is the quality of materials being used. The LED lights, in particular, are of a higher grade than the standard ones. Now, do your own research and find out what's the cost of the LED lights, huh? In the afternoon, it's just about 1:29. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, a few days ago, Sports Minister, Kindergarten, George, had a press conference.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was having a press conference, he read his entire presentation until he had to ask the question. So it was written for him. Kerry promised that he would have it following me, right? But Matt, during the question and answer, he was asked that same question. What happened to the money for the previous contract? Are they going after it? And he made it clear, no, they don't care with that. They're not troubling the person about that. So he cannot bother me. Why would they just decide, okay, you're going to sign a new contract and forget about what was paid already to somebody who didn't fulfill his or her part of the bargain?
And that's taxpayers' money, just to reaffirm.
That's what I'm saying. It's taxpayers' money. And you sign a contract with somebody. Was there a performance clause in it? That if the person does not meet what you're supposed to do, that so whatever the consequences are. And he said they are not going back after that money. No problem with it. Let it go. So that is how they just willy-nilly just give away government money like that to whether they be their friends, their cronies, or whoever it is. Somebody must be held accountable. And this time Dominicans realize that while they cannot eat, they cannot feed their children, they cannot afford the luxuries of life, that money is just being spent willy-nilly. Okay? And yet they are worshipping a man, everything for them, my prime minister, my prime minister. He's eating steak and caviar while they can't even catch TV to it. Right? Have a good day, man.
Somebody's already making the accusation. The rest of it is for campaigning, and these are the pertinent questions Dominican should ask government. No accountability, no transparency from this government for many years.
Matt, Barbados have 6 stadiums and at least 16 other grounds which they can take part in sports, other sports. So you think about it. Watch Dominica. Dominica have 1 stadium and probably 1 other little place where you can hold a little event like this, and that's about it.
I'm trying to get some information from the last contractor, Watson Canoville. I've been told that he may be in the UK at this time. So anybody who may have contact, please allow me to have the number so I can make contact with Mr. Canoville, okay? On the telephone, I have Mr. Canoville himself. I know he was a constant listener of our programs. That give us a call. Hello, talk to me. Yes?
Yes, my brother. What's up? What's up, my brother?
I hear.
Okay, transparency again. Transparency. Mr. Skerrit, you are the boss, the world boss. Mr. Skerrit, please, I'm asking you to come, speak to the people, Mr. Skerrit. Too much things, Mr. Skerrit. Too much things. People just talking about money spending. And you said, let Mr. Skerrit do what he wants with the money. You said you don't need to use no LPO. You see what that causing now? You see what that causing, Mr. Skerrit? Mr. Skerrit, too many deals, and we don't know which one is the right one, Mr. Skerrit. Give me a little estimate now, please, of the lighting. Matt, for matter of fact, I want you to do a little research for me. Maybe what was the cost of lighting Newton Savannah? And you see the post they use. So let us draw a little reference on the type of light that they use up Newton and what they would use in the Windsor Park. Because I get too much money pass for lighting in the Windsor. I myself, I'm not an accountant. But when I listen to Q95, right on cue, right on point, and I listen to DBS radio, sometimes, it's just a mix up, but right on cue, always on cue, and without cue, we would have get no information at all. So if we cannot get proper lighting in the Windsor Park, and then when we get in the lighting, no transparency. You give man first contract, second contract, no man don't take in jail, no man don't answer him for money. What kind of thing that happening, Mr. Skerrit? Please, I beg you. Now is the time to defend yourself. Now is the time to take out yourself from caution. That's why I always calling you, because I don't want you to drop in hot and cold water.
All right, tell you that. Well, I took it for my responsibility. I actually supplied a a voice recording to the necessary authorities, give them the chance to, of course, give the other side. And somebody just reporting to me, I didn't hear it myself. The minister said at the last press conference, because of the work done at the last in the last contract, it made this one cheaper. Really? So they will not go after the last contractor. Really? That's what I said. I took the chance to send the recording of the to the minister and those who may be responsible or answerable. Let's see what happens at this time with so much information exposed there. Somebody's asking, Matt, was there proper accounting for the Chinese 300 million in 2004? Eole Blanc Highway 100 million, Stadium 37 million, Dominica China Friendship Hospital 107 million. So the grammar school wing, is it 57 million? And of course, somebody's explaining too that Soso just told us about the LED lights at Savannah Park in Jamaica. And it is less in comparison to that of the Windsor Park Stadium. So somebody's asking, why have Clarence Christian not come out and challenged yet? Huh? He's the auditor. Maybe he'll provide some information. So, Mr. Clarence Christian, please call in. I know you are the figures man. Call in and dispute. Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes? Uh-huh. Oh. Why can't I be on the bubble list? That's a big question this afternoon there. Is something wrong? Is something that we need to know? That's the theme song for the afternoon. It's already 1:38, huh? I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. On the bubble list. Harry on the bubble list. On the bubble list. Somebody says, I've always told you that every project is an overpriced to pad somebody's pocket, huh? Well, I'd like to hear the other side before, of course, we come to any conclusions here. The comments have been fair thus far. Somebody actually went back in the archives and pulled out an interview I did last year with Mr. Canoville. Let's try to listen to that. It's That's his name, Mr. Cannaville. Good morning to you, sir. And I'm happy you could join us at this time to tell us the story of what happened to your contract with the stadium, with the government. Can you tell us, sir?
Yes, I am. Basically, as we speak, I really cannot tell you anything because I don't know.
You don't know?
Really don't know. The contract was given to me, and a lot of things happened. I am still the principal contractor, but a lot of things happen. I believe things are behind because of due to unforeseen circumstances, which I was not aware of.
Well, we were at the news conference, recently, and we were told that there were some contractual problems there. So we just wanted to get to the bottom of the story as to why this contract was broken or not continued.
As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Peltier, no contract has been broken. No one has said nothing to me about it.
So why?
Okay, I'm hearing rumors about that, but no one has spoken to me about that.
So
I really cannot contribute.
No, I'm just saying. So why is work stopped on that contract on the stadium?
Work is stopped because there are some. I don't know if you listened to the Prime Minister last week. There was a technical problem.
Mm-hmm.
I know what the technical problem is, but who instigated the technical problem, I really don't know. I have an idea.
You have an idea?
I have an idea, yes.
So you
what instigated that?
Who instigated the problem? You don't, because the Prime Minister said there was some problem and we don't know what the problem is. But would you be able to share with us, sir, what the problem may be? Maybe, let's say you might know. So what?
Yes, I believe it's to do with the template. The template is a piece of equipment which goes with the poles, the light poles.
Okay.
And to enable you to use the templates, you have to dig the holes for the poles. My intended suppliers in China, Mercury, it is in my proposal that I would be getting the equipment from China, but somehow something happened, and then I believe the representative of the government started going all over the world looking for that piece of equipment without my knowledge. So I believe that is the problem, and up to now the holes for the poles are not down there as yet. Now, if I was given the opportunity to do my work as a contractor, the lights would have been switched on by now.
It would have been switched on by now?
Yes, sir.
So somebody else got involved?
Yes, sir. I don't know who. I'm not in a position. I really don't know what happened. I heard the Prime Minister say there was a technical problem, but what I wanted to hear was what is the technical problem and who instigated it. I did not hear that. So that's all I can say about the project. I finished my part. The integral part of the contract is electric, and this is where I'm strong. And I'm not being given the opportunity to continue, or I've been hearing certain things that there's another contractor. I don't know. No one has said nothing to me about that, but I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. We should have switched the lights on by now, sir. The lights should have been blazing by now.
I'm at a loss, sir, because you're saying, if you were allowed to do your work, the lights would have been on now as we speak.
Say that again. I did not hear that.
You're saying to Dominica right now, if you were allowed to continue your work, the lights would have been on by now.
Definitely, sir. We would have been switched on. We would have been ready for anything at the Windsor Park Stadium if I was allowed to continue my duty as the principal contractor.
So why were you not allowed?
I don't know, sir. That's a very good question. I cannot answer that question.
Do you think the government might be able to answer that question?
Yes, their representative should be able to answer that.
because as a result of what is going on, we are unable to host the next year's cricket. So that's
As I
unfortunate.
said to them, I signed the contract on the 3rd of January, and we had ample time, based on what we told national, international community, that we will be ready in June this year. All right? We had plenty of time. We had ample time to do what we had to do and switch the electrics on. We had plenty of time. So there's no excuse whatsoever why we were unable to switch the lights on. No excuse at all. If I was left alone to do my work as the principal contractor, the Windsor Park would have been blazing with electrics right now, because I designed it. I'm the designer for the project. And I designed it to flow about through nearly 400 million luminous. That's very strong light. And I had everything in hand until something, I don't know what went wrong. What caused them to do that? They did things without my knowledge. They spoke to my subcontractor without my knowledge. They started going wrong all over the place looking for templates without my knowledge. And I had to get involved. And all the countries or the companies that they went to about the templates, that equipment, told them they cannot separate the templates from the poles. And the only company that was willing to do that was Mercury in China. So I really don't know. We should have been switched on, sir. I'll say that to anybody. We should have been switched on. We have plenty of time. I was even asked that will we have time to switch the lights on by June? I said yes, and they asked me why. How? I told them I can put a day shift in place on a night shift, and I got everybody ready for that. Nothing was done, sir. So I don't know what went wrong. Something went wrong.
Well, you seem broken, sir. You seem broken.
Pardon?
I say you seem broken. You're disappointed that they did not allow you to continue your work.
I am, because I am there as the main contractor, as the electrical contractor, which is the integral part of the contract.
Mm-hmm.
And what I understood is that they get another contractor. I'm not sure about that, because no one said nothing to me as yet about another contractor. I'm just hearing rumors about that. If that is not allowed to happen, I'll be very, very disappointed, because I am the designer. I did everything. The methodologies of how the work was going to be done, I did everything. And to get somebody else to do the work, I'm very disappointed. It will put me off my country, honestly.
Are you done? All right. Part of the interview conducted there with Mr. Carnival sometime last year. My information suggests somebody close in government circles may have sabotaged that contract. Congratulations, Mr. Darwin Telemack, just re-elected the chairperson of the Port Management Association of the Caribbean, PMAC, MPAC, unopposed. That vote just took place there in Curacao at the AGM and of the PMAC. This ensures Antigua and Barbuda continues leadership of the regional port sector for the next 3 years. Dominican Darwin Telemack, elected again unopposed. Congratulations, brother Darwin Telemack. Back to the subject at hand there. None of them will respond immediately because they can't think on their feet. So what will happen? They will gather together and come up with a convoluted response to Mama Guy the people. Well, at least their base, huh? Concrete money, shameless bunch. Our public servant, somebody says, needs to live up to the service of the public and not any politician. The flip side to this is, how can the inflated costs benefit the citizens? Number one, medical supplies at the health centers, hospitals. Number two, better maintained roads. Number three, timely payments of local soldiers and services providers. Number four, timely payments of student scholarship dues. Number five, salary increase to public servants, and the list goes on. It is time to stop the tip on the people's treasury to benefit a few. The nouveau rich, huh? That's what somebody says there, expressing that. Well, when will the senior officers, government officers, speak out? You just heard from me, Motley. It's time for accountability. On the telephone, good afternoon to you. Yes.
Mark, can you hear me clearly?
I'm hearing you very clearly, sir.
Mark, do we have a Freedom of Information Act in Dominica?
I don't think so. It has been asked for, but I never think we got it.
Mark, I don't want to be hard on you, Mark. You're the journalist, Mark. You're not supposed to tell me you don't think so, Mark. You
No, I'm telling you, I just responded to you. I said we asked many years ago, and it was a no. That's what I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying on the law, on the books, we have a Freedom of Information Act.
I don't think so. I'm telling you.
Well, Mark, let's raise some money, Mark. I remember last year I told you for every now and then, every month, collectively the morning so we can work with the lawyers and do those things. Mark, let us do those things, please. Let us stop waiting on the political parties, Mark, please. Let us start dealing with guys the right way.
But do you think, I'm just asking you a straight question, Mr. Brother Lloyd, do you think that any legislation as it relates to public information will be passed? I'm just asking a general question under this government.
Yeah.
I'm just asking you a question. I mean, let's be real here. Do you think any such legislation will be passed under this government?
No, I'm saying even if the legislation is not passed, we can go the lawyer route if we keep raising a little money every now and then. We'll talk offline, brother. I don't want to be hard on you.
No, it's okay. It's okay you had on me. I'm telling you, because this law must go to Parliament. I'm asking you whether you think professionally that if this law goes to Parliament, will it get any coverage?
Well, we have to go to court sometimes because of international conventions and all those things. So we have avenues, but we'll reason, man. One love. God bless.
All right, thank you very much. You're putting the pressure on the journalist. I'm telling you that if I'm asking you a question, it may be so. If this law goes before Parliament, will it be passed? Let's be realistic at this point in time. Hello, yes, talk to me, yeah?
Hey, Bob, good afternoon.
My brother, how you doing?
I'm good, and I hope you are familiar with that voice right about now.
Of course, the man on the hill.
That is the man on the hill, to be exact. Stibuli Masak, to be exact.
Yes, Good morning. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Brother, what I am praying for right about now is for the good thinking or the right thinking police officers to put their feet down against the bad ones, the labor right ones that messing up the people, the corrupt ones. Yes. If guns have to turn against guns, then let it be. Because the last election, I can't remember exactly what year it was, when the police, they were on the street protesting. I don't know if you can recall that moment.
Mm-hmm, I remember.
Right, but it's time that the police, the good ones, turn against the corrupt ones. Because turn against the JJs, the Corvettes and the likes. Yes. And put the country straight. I am praying when I see that happen, the day that happened. Because we've been saying all along there's good policemen, good policemen.
Yes.
But all of them are absorbing all the shit that happened in the police force. And none of them talking, none of them demonstrating. But it's time that they come, put themselves collectively together and stand.
Okay. All right, good day to you.
Somebody on the top, hurry on the top.
Hello, talk to me on the telephone. It's already what? 6 minutes to 2 o'clock. Yeah. Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
It will always go back to when we were serving people and putting the wrong people. I'll tell you one, I'm going to start working that. And then the one you to follow and take instruction from a man that can even like the man that know rabbit food from goat food. So these things don't happen. I don't see the man that just talk about the police and thing there. My mother sent me to join the police in 1989. And not to see that they never take me, my child never anybody from my life. My people see that take me. When I really come to the same house, in school, because there's a little kind of crap there. If I take me that, even my grandmother that can another, you see, I would be some kind of policeman.
I'll tell you what, because we're not hearing you very clearly there. Maybe you want to try calling another number. The numbers again are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. Matt is interested whilst the scamming of the country resources for their campaign and personal use. Civil servants and police officers who have retired are in long line waiting for their gratuities, whilst interestingly, the famous PS or FS selectively paying who are their friends. But isn't that gratuity budgeted for? So if so, why should persons be waiting for their monies there? Again, a question to the Minister of Finance. Good afternoon, Matt. Which government continues to do projects after projects without letting the public know what is really going on? Government projects is in the public's business, or is the public's business, and not for a selective few who are benefiting. The government should be made accountable for every other project done in Dominica. I'm hoping the next government put in place a committee to investigate every government project for the last 20 years. And Matt, we need a few more whistleblowers, like the one in the purchase of the Prime Minister's vehicle for his children. Excellent journalism. I'm so fed up with folks in the diaspora who cannot contribute and who do not understand the advanced conditions in Dominica because they are on the ground or not on the ground, but continue to put pressure on people living in Dominica. Excellent rebuttal to the question of Mr. Lloyd. Well, I was just saying I'm not putting any pressure on him, and I'm saying it's a really realistic reality here. We in the M1 when they used to exist, we brought that on many occasions. I was the president of the Media Workers Association, so I know that, huh? So not for a lack of trying. We have tried. The director of audit, somebody saying we need to call you out. What is really going on there with this project there for the lights at the Windsor back? But if these people's style of government, when a bubble is called to defend that case, ask them where the Labour Party get its fundraising from.
The Diocese of Rosal is launching a Father's Day campaign. Bring the men to mass. The Jubilee year is the perfect occasion to celebrate, honor, and uplift all men, particularly fathers and father figures in each parish in the diocese. Men of all ages are encouraged to come back to church on Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Men, fathers, your real strength is found only in God. This campaign is meant for men to attend Mass and reconnect with God, receive strength and encouragement, and lead by example during this Jubilee year of hope. The parish need the men. The diocese need the fathers. Dominica need the men to be the heart of the family. Bring the men to Mass is about reconnection, reflection, and renewed purpose. Fathers are called to be priests in the home, the domestic church to bring hope to the family and the society by extension. It's a jubilee for men, for fathers. In every parish, men will be blessed, prayed for, and be encouraged by the homily. Father's Day is among activities for the Jubilee for Men in this special year of grace. It's a spiritual campaign, and everyone is encouraged to invite their father, husband, grandfather, son, brother, uncle, male colleague, boyfriend. Just bring a man to Mass on Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Father's Day. May God bless you. The Diocese of Rosary is launching a Father's Day campaign. Bring the men to Mass. The Jubilee year is the perfect occasion to celebrate, honor, and uplift all men, particularly fathers and father figures in each parish in the diocese. Men of all ages are encouraged to come back to church on Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Men, fathers, your real strength is found only in God. This campaign is meant for men to attend Mass and reconnect with God, receive strength and encouragement, and lead by example during this Jubilee year of hope. The parish need the men. The diocese need the fathers. Dominica need the men to be the heart of the family. Bring the men to Mass is about reconnection, reflection, and renewed purpose. Fathers are called to be priests in the home, the domestic church to bring hope to the family and the society by extension. It's a jubilee for men, for fathers. In every parish, men will be blessed, prayed for, and be encouraged by the homily. Father's Day is among activities for the Jubilee for Men in this special year of grace. It's a spiritual campaign, and everyone is encouraged to invite their father, husband, grandfather, son, brother, uncle, male colleague, boyfriend. Just bring a man to Mass on Sunday, June 15th, 2025. Father's Day. May God bless you.
We are in season. Stock up on food which has a long shelf life. Sterilize baths, all containers and cooking utensils to store water. If in doubt, drink boiled or treated water only. Keep flashlights, candles, and storm lanterns handy, along with batteries and matches. Store all garden implements and furniture inside if possible. A message from Q95 FM Radio.
This Father's Day, it's time to double the deal for dad. Sign up for a digital postpaid plan and you could win 2 free smartphones. Yes, 2 free smartphones. And that's not all. This is also your chance to win 4 brand new tires and full of gas. Yes, you heard right. All this just for dad. Head to your nearest digital store or talk to a digital agent today. Digital. Better connected this Father's Day.
Hope you have a happy Father's Day.
Well, yeah, so we know that there was a previous contractor who had been
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property, you homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business running out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Do It Center shoppers, we have exciting news. Your favorite home improvement destination just got a major upgrade. Get ready to experience the all-new Do It Center online store. Fresh look, same great products, and super user-friendly. Find what you're looking for in a snap. Need assistance? We've got you covered. Connect with our live chat agents for real-time assistance. But that's not all. Introducing the convenience of seamless online payments with reliable delivery service straight to your door. Shopping for quality products has never been this easy. Don't miss out. Visit store.doitcenterdominica.com and experience the new era of our online shopping. Do It Center, your partner in home improvement.
You go with shopping for farming supplies. So I ask you, what are you doing inside Bloombox? Do you have a farm? You tell me, that's how it has sort. I've been married 37 years. Look at my money farm. They say, no, not woman, like land for farming crops. And then you understand, Bloombox is the most affordable on island. Knapsacks starting at only $57.71. Elsewhere, it's $300 plus. Cutlass seeds, seeding trays, nursery pots, sales of potting mix, all at way better prices than anywhere else. Fertilizers, 3-in-1 multi-tool, and so much more. Located on Federation Drive, Goodwill. Second property on the right after the Valley Link Road and on the corner of Drury Lane and Hanover Street in Rosal. Bloombox. Let's bloom together.
Dr. Nadia Wallace, consultant psychiatrist at the Acute Psychiatric Unit, will be the special guest on Creole Habit this Friday, June 6th from 11 a.m. on the big station Q95 FM. Mental health and young people, mental health and substance abuse, mental health and addictions, how social media affects your mental health. This all-important conversation will be hosted by Creole Cultural Ambassador Prince Wax, and everyone is invited to tune in this Friday, June 6th, from 11 a.m. on the big station Q95 FM. The stigma, discrimination, and violations of human rights associated with mental health, examining family dynamics, healthy relationships, supporting systems, social environment, cultural norms, and others that affect mental health. This Friday on Creole Habit, a full proceed into the culture of Dominica.
There was a previous contractor who had been contracted C&J Electrical Services.
Okay.
And you know the value at the time when he signed the contract, or the company signed the contract.
Of course, that was Social Glenroy Coffee asking for accountability with the lightings, the project at the Winter Park Stadium. We heard earlier from Mr. Canville, who indicated that the project for lighting was swept under his feet, or taken under his feet. My sources indicate that some top government officials may have gotten broken some rules, and the project may have been taken away from Mr. Canavell. So the question is, where is the accountability? What has happened to the money? Somebody's asking at this time for the last project. We're allowing money to be swept under the carpet just like that?
Matt, you know, I've been listening for a very long time. But I've come to the conclusion a lot of people make excuses for some people and say they are afraid. Matt, a lot of the people are not afraid. A lot of them just as corrupt as the corrupt ones who lead in the way to rob the country blind. And some people put it under the cover of afraid. Don't be fooled by that, my friend. There are some who are afraid, yes. But the masses who really robbing the country blind are not afraid. They just lack good morals and respect and patriotism for the country. And that's where we are now. Thank you.
From Susan O'Higgins to Dominica, them fellas making money disappear. Well, boy, who are the magicians, politicians to tell me where the money comes? Offshore accounts and big mansions, oh yes. The only magic this magician can do is make money vanish right in front of.
I endorse the statement of the last caller.
This is not robbery, got to look magic in our country. No, we live to see it.
Somebody suggesting, I guess, the so-called Roseau Enhancement Project will be done by foreigners as well. But imagine recently the back road in my village was done. Can you believe it? Only one person from the village got a job. When other individuals made themselves available, people came from Delices and other villages to do concrete works on the back road. Imagine a number of senior public officers have abdicated their responsibility in praise and honor of one man. The traveling allowances, the per diem, the snacks and food on the conferences and meetings. The duty free for them, family members, appointments that they don't deserve, while passing those who are more deserving, gossiping to other workers. All of these things have priority over the SNRO and the rule of law. So these people are complicit in all the corrupt practices. They will be made to answer one day. Wrong is wrong. Matt, it is alleged that the Chinese are funding the Labour Party offices on the island. Just to take a look at the colors of the buildings, red and yellow. I did, huh? You asked me to read the message. I did. Why you think I would not read it? But again, it's just speculation, right?
Technically, this is not robbery, got the loot magic in our country. Now we live to see the magic come on the
Matt, they already play your hand in the morning. That's why they could continue. That's why they try to mess up that contractor you're talking to. I think that's what happened.
Somebody says the stadium board and the manager needs to be fired after listening to this man. The big question is there needs to be accountability. On the telephone, hello, talk to me, yes?
Yeah, blessings, Mr. Pelty.
Blessings to you, sir.
Matt, a lot of us, we wait for God. Matt, the whole world maybe need to be re-educated. Because, Matt, we don't understand. You make politicians and people in authority pay. For us to wait for God to make them pay. Imagine, not true. There are no people waiting for God to make people pay for them. That's why I like America. America have all its faults, but I like America. Matt, when people hear about transparency and accountability, a lot of people talking about what the hell they're talking about now. And Scary comes and say, oh, they're fried in there. And they like him because he's rude. Not to be transparent is for something to be clear enough. You have a transparent glass. It is not tinted or they saying it tinted. Like you have a car, you can see inside it.
Tinted.
Passengers in there or whatever.
You hear me? Blessings is the word is tinted. Yeah.
Tinted.
Yes.
Yeah, I always get it mixed up. Tinted. So when it is tinted, you can see inside it. If it is transparent, it is clear, you can see inside it. So to be transparent, the government have to let the people see and know what they're doing. To give an account for the billions or the millions, or procurement is when you go in and purchase things, like let's say building materials and whatever ever you're doing pertaining to government work and all of that. And not a lot of us, we just sit down and figuring out, Now the latest, I'm talking about the whole world. The whole world is problem. Dominica is a small, little, microscopic, Zogonyon piece of island. Matt, we could have done a lot with all the billions we made. But you have people that are impulsive, the sudden urge to do things when you're impulsive, to steal your volet. You can voler tout l'argent, you can voler tout l'argent pays là. Et le prix you voler, c'est prix you le yo pas qu'à satisfaire. So you n'y qu'à senti pour voler. L'argent de l'Amérique, l'argent arabe, l'argent chinois, tout partout l'argent sorti, passeport. You can voler l'argent là pas qu'à faire ça ici posé faire pour nous. C'est pour nous pas souffert. On l'a moun ka wè payer pour gouvernement, on y changer l'idée yo. Non, yo ministre ça là, yo méchanceté, tout yo laissé gros caille comme voiture, comme millions, et ve pays la ka souffert. Zoni pour lever, et ve demander cause en chection. Si on homme ka bat zo le tuer yo, zo le koui, zo le dévosser yo. Mais au gouvernement qui a fait cause, et vezo la kadi, maman moi te lebo, grand-papa moi te lebo, et vezo lebo, ça pas même lebo. C'est ce gros monde Dominique là qui point non lebo, et vezo a gouverner pays là, qui a fait ou quoi c'est lebo qui là, Patrick John Lee Blanc, avec ce monde ça là, c'est yo qui te lebo. Actuellement yo tué lebo. Rosie Moore, Pierre Charles Moore, Edward Moore, so pas comment dire check cause en chection, à qui Jean yo mort, qui moun qui tué yo, c'est l'homme civil, eh ben on moun on tué yo, poisonné yo, fait yo bité. Not by telling you, you know what people telling me, Matt, I going to conclude on that. Oh, blessing to taking that too seriously. Matt, I pause a while. Did you hear that, Matt?
Have I heard that?
No, I asking you, did you hear what I just said?
Yes, I heard that, yes. You're taking
Not the country where you were born and raised.
Mm-hmm.
Foreigners and locals are taking over it, and you're supposed to sit down with us silencing Jim Reeves, Matt. This world is not my home, I'm just passing through. Matt, you know that song?
You made me laugh to that.
Les hommes, bon, dès que vous l'échelle, bon, code bazo, vous en montez, eh bien, America, Russia, vous mettez dans le spaceship, eh bien, menez en ciel. So, pas qu'à apprendre, so, parler éduquer ce Matt, I am sad and I am sorry.
Boy.
I am not well, but I refuse to roll over and play dead. I fight until the very end, though. Thank you, sir.
Oh boy, blessings, give me a laugh this afternoon there. Oh boy, this world is not my home. I'm just a passing through. A big one there from Jim Reeves, huh? And this one from Buple, the Buple. Oh boy.
The letter to the director of the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. I say, my father, with Hollywood actors, when the real pirates and them, they're right there. Just look in the Caribbean, man cast our politicians. Well, it's strictly Grammy winners on your hands. Yeah, man. They acting very well. Will make your move sell. The perfect for the past. Them fellas are no hearts. They defy every day what the Bible say. That crime can never be. The rain, and yes, they from the rain. This what the rain. Offshore back Where man? In Cayman. Oh, yeah, man.
But of course, Dominicans deserve an answer. As I said, I made sure that I sent it to the necessary government authorities and looking for a response, hoping that maybe one is provided. But of course, the people need to know. Accountability for $13.8 million. Somebody says, what is worse, that some public officers are placed in high offices and they simply just can't perform?
You want Java? Bring your camera and follow some Caribbean leaders everywhere. Yeah, man. You want to wonder if they does remember their hope and the trust of the people who put them there. Yeah, man. When these Caribbean leaders meet with those international groups, they remind me of them pirates in the history books. Yeah, man. They dressing very well by their expensive suits, you can tell. They chilling anything. That's what's known to human trafficking. And your loyal friends who protecting them from the people who elected them.
Wondering. A good mix of calypso, huh? Who play? Pirates of the Caribbean. Who are they? Hello, talk to me on the telephone. Yes?
Not just a few seconds, but that is why Kerry is quite strategic in using his psychology on those people that know math. They're unqualified to hold certain positions. So when he put them there, even if they would fail repeatedly, the loyalty math is blinded because they know they're not qualified to hold the position. A politician put them there, they're God, scared, and to hell with the country, they're going to be loyal no matter what they do or no matter what Skerrit do. They don't give a damn because they know they're getting a salary that is beyond their qualification, Matt. They're unqualified no matter if the project fail halfway, just like the Lion River Hotel. Matt, I know you'll have to protect your radio station and yourself, but Matt, we are governed by kleptomaniacs, a cluster of thieves we are governed by, and it is sad. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think Yakima said it well. Blessed, I suspect you should turn to singing. That's some people love your singing there. So you should sing a little more.
Once you taste it, you become an addict. And people that whisper your name in public, there's a list in the public domain. So if you know you pocketing, go check the website and look for your name. Carry name on it. Looking for your pocket. Your name on it. Looking for your She name on it. Tony name on it. Ian name on it. Looking for their pocket. Pauline name on it. Tapre name on it. All of them on it. Looking for their pocket. Let them walk in everything. Morality. From me, more poverty. Because they can't stop until their pockets full and our pockets empty. In your pocket, check your pocket. Drug destroying Dominican. Origin China, Venezuela. Mostly white collar with a sticky. So the police don't investigate it. Even pastors and deep prince they don't detect. They always preach on it.
All right, let's go back to the voice note there, and then maybe we'll repeat Sosa for the last time this afternoon. Huh? Okay, so let's listen to this voice note.
Man, you know
Yes.
what's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be on the other radio station, and instead of they're gonna have an explanation. As I said before, it's gonna be the tariff's fault, and it's gonna be this fault, and it's gonna be that fault. So Paris Christian, the best auditor in Dominica, probably in the entire Caribbean, he's gonna come up with, he's gonna refute and say, oh, he got the numbers wrong, so got the numbers wrong, and then he's gonna defame and what he doesn't know anything, and then they're gonna attack the fact that that's why Rosa Central never voted in. You know how they go. You know the deal. That's all they're gonna do. And one of your I guess you got a message or something saying that this was even cheaper. So the other one that never came to fruition, you mean it was more expensive? It was more expensive, and we could not even host the World Cup or whatever it is that we had to host. Or was it last year or how many years ago? Like, seriously? So, Matt, where all this money going? Where is all this money going? Somebody please answer. Where is all this money going? Who has or who is getting all this money? Man, who is gonna answer these questions? When are Dominicans gonna ask these questions? Then you have the Prime Minister saying he cannot give raises. But yet still, he has money. They have money. The Labour Party would never do any fundraising. I guess the fundraising, they have when the Republican Party or the Democrats, when they going around getting campaign funds, they have these rich people giving them funds. They have these elaborate dinners and all these things where you have to pay $1,000 to go, and maybe that's what they do. They do it secretly, because I do not understand. When you always hear, you hear the United Workers Party doing some fundraising. You hear maybe even the Freedom Party before doing some fun, but you never hear the Labour Party doing some fun. Matt, where are they getting these monies? Dominicans are asking themselves. These same labor rights that enjoying the little pit hands they get in. They're not asking themselves, where is all this money coming out? This is the question. My goodness, when will these people open their eyes and ask questions? Where is all this money coming out? Where is all this money that you're hearing? $13 million to put up lights. Where have you ever heard that? Where have you ever heard that in history? My goodness. Thank you, man.
Looking for
Somebody says, reminds us that Mr. Skerritt said, it's not your damn business where Labour Party getting their money from, huh?
until your pockets full and our pockets empty. Check them out, money on it. Check them out, really on it. Drug is much stronger than respect. This money, so what you expect? Even the most educated doctors, they are money with abusers. It might not be DJs, and they want you. This rap will destroy your sweet country. Thanks God we still have some people with honesty and integrity.
The voices of accountability. This beacon encourages every Bajan to speak up and take responsibility when they see something going wrong in this country, in their community, in their houses, in their jobs. It embodies the idea that accountability isn't just for leaders, but for every citizen. Tanya Stevens reminds us of corruption in high and low places, only to remind us that because we have a colonial mentality, we see only the oppression that is above us and not the oppression that is among us. Creating a culture of silence in the face of patent wrongdoing is not just acceptable, it is dangerous and it is destructive. And speaking up respectfully and, more importantly, speaking truth becomes a civic duty of every citizen of this country and everyone who chooses to want to live among us, even though not a citizen. This applies, my friends, to whether we're talking about what happens in our home, our workplace, the church, the community, or even the block, especially the block. There is nothing to be gained through remaining silent when we know better. And to say I shoulda, I coulda, I didn't. Regret cannot be the platform to this country's stability, harmony, or prosperity.
All right, Dominica. One more time, and the after, of course, So is one of those persons calling for accountability. I just want to play it for the last time this afternoon there. Mm-hmm.
There was a previous contractor who had been contracted C&J Electrical Services.
Okay.
And the value at the time when he signed the contract, or the company signed the contract, was about 2.4 million Eastern Caribbean dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So let us get to the gist of the whole thing here. Recent time we saw on the government Facebook page or website that Prabha International Incorporated from Canada. Remember Canada? Remember where Montreal company came from?
Mm-hmm.
Canada. You notice that this company specializing, as they say, specializing in lighting and construction, has been contracted to execute the lighting project at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium. And in recent times, the president of this company, Mr. Rajnesh Wheeler, met with officials from the Ministry of Sports, the Dominican Lotteries Commission, the Customs and Excise Department, the Electrical Division, the National Sports Council, and other stakeholders to discuss the scope works of the project. So what is happening as we speak? Prabha International Incorporated, as we know now, is located in some parts of Canada, Eastern Brampton, Ontario, Canada. The company's top sourcing countries is India, and the top exporting markets are primarily St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Recently, and to be exact, June 3rd, Prabha International Incorporated of Canada, a company specializing in lighting and construction, has been contracted to execute lighting project at the Windsor Park Stadium. The project that we all heard about is claimed, or as the government claimed, is valued at Eastern Caribbean $13.8 million.
13.8.
And scheduled to commence this $13.8 million Eastern Caribbean dollars, and is scheduled to commence this month, June 2025. And obviously, they say it is expected to create employment opportunities up to 74 millions. Fair enough. Fair enough. But let us conduct an analysis of the Windsor Park Stadium lighting project. Matt, right now, the current contractor, Prabha International Incorporated, the primary business of this company is import-export. Obviously, they are a service company. What we know for sure so far, this company has no documented experience in construction. And what the government said in their release from the government said that specialized in construction. As far as I'm aware, and as far as the information revealed, no documented experience in construction. The contract value being $13.8 million EC dollars. Now, the previous contractor, C&J Electrical Services, they will give awarded that contract to just do lighting. I'm not sure if it was with the pole or without the pole, but they were given the contract for lighting or for putting up the lights at a value of $2.4 million EC dollars. We know the history of that. It has been a failed project. Up to now, there is no result. Dominicans have not seen anything about lighting in the Windsor Park. And as a result, we had to forgo even our cricket international opportunity to allow vendors to make money and Dominicans by large to benefit from the cricket international cricket match that was supposed to have been held. That was held sometime in the Caribbean. But yeah, man, the scope of the project, man, is to installation of light poles, foundation works, wiring, lighting, fixtures, testing, and commissioning. You know, man, for context, man, let us take, for example, Sabina Cricket Stadium, man, located in Jamaica. The Sabina Cricket Stadium in Jamaica is currently undertaking a similar lighting upgrade. The project involves installation of LED lights on existing poles at a cost of Eastern Caribbean $1.35 million, approximately $500,000 US. But if we subtract the cost of the Jamaican lighting upgrade from the total Prabha contract, which is $13.8 million, you remove $1.35 million from that. That is just the lighting, yeah? You would have been left with 12.45 million Eastern Caribbean currency. So hence the remaining EC 12.4 million mark, it was presumably for infrastructure works, such as probably pole installation, foundation construction, wiring and related systems. But yeah, that cost comparison is a little bit difficult here. And you may ask why. It is so because there is an absence of publicly available design documents and a clearly defined scope of work for the Windsor Park project. We have not seen any document. Have you been privy to any document, Matt, regarding the lighting of the Windsor Park Stadium and the designs and everything? Have you been privy to that?
None at all.
Have you heard of anything from the government with respect to what I've just told you there, with respect to defining the scope of work for the Windsor Park Stadium and some design documents? Have you heard that from the government?
No, not at all.
Right. So notwithstanding what I've said, notwithstanding this, transparency is critical. So, Matt, it is critical because For example, a top tier fifth pole designed to withstand hurricane force winds is estimated at a cost of around $100,000 US. That each year talking about the pole, just to put the light in the pole, estimated at $100,000 US each, which means that is EC equivalent. That is EC equivalent to about $1,626,000. That's rounded up $1.7 million just for the 6 poles, because the light facility, the lighting area would require, or the winter back will require the area 6 poles. And if you have to procure 6 at $271,000 Eastern Caribbean dollar, you will come up with 1.6 million, and let's go close to 1.7 million there. But so now we're going to now minus that. And that is very important to know.
It is.
You are now going to minus in summary. It's very important. For the lighting, you have a total of 1.3 million Eastern Caribbean dollars. And now for the cost of the poles, which I've just mentioned to you there, Eastern Caribbean, $1.7 million. When you take these two, that's about $3 million in total. But remember, the project is $8 million. Now there is a balance of $10.7 million still has not been accounted for, man. So when you minus the $8 million, you know what is the balance, man? You know what is the balance? $10.75 million. Matt, I therefore leave it to the discretion of the public to further itemize the other activities which are associated with the lighting project, for example, labor costs. And tell me, man, if there is still not a lot of money accounted for. So that project, the government have to really pay particular attention to this. But more importantly, Matt, I have a concern as well with respect to the procurement of the previous contract, the one that was given to CNG, of $2.4 billion Eastern Caribbean currency. And recently, this signed one, awarded without any form of public tender. Have you, in your own deliberate judgment, or have you heard with your ears, man, there has been public tender for the lighting facility, whether it's for the previous contract or whether for this present contract? Have you, as a person involved in journalism, have you had information on this?
No.
Thank you. So this practice, in my view, man, contradicts internationally recognized procurement standards, including those endorsed by the International Olympic Committee, which emphasize transparency, fairness, and open competition. So in the name of national progress, I mean national progress and not regress, one must ask, why was this policy ignored? It is well known, man, it is well known by all that when standard procedures are bypassed repeatedly, man, it raises serious questions about accountability and fairness in the use of public funds. As the saying goes, man, when transparency is absent, someone is likely benefiting big. Or who are they? Man, this is a serious matter. We are just lighting.
So you
$13.8 million.
So you're saying the Prime Minister and others in government need to answer some of the questions.
They need to come clean to the people of Dominica. Man, I just made the comparison and contrast with respect to the lighting upgrade of the Sabina Park in Jamaica. Not just to light, just the lighting. And in the absence of lighting, I gave you the figures. $1.35 million that only cost them. $500 million US. $500,000 US dollars. And now we're talking about the cost for lighting right now in Dominica and the cost for the poles. So I take the Jamaica lighting aspect of it, whether using LED, and LED will give you a better spread of light, by the way, do the research. And I know include the poles cost, which is 1.7 million EC. When you add the lighting, the purchase of the lighting and the poles right now for Dominica, that is $3 million. What is going to happen with the balance of 10.7 million Eastern Caribbean dollars? And that's why I said I'm leaving it to the discretion of the public to further do their sectionalizing and itemizing the areas they feel that needs to be added. And even if you would add other costs, Matt, you must come up with a large sum of money unaccounted for. Matt, that is serious business, and the government must come clean because you have the technocrats in the Ministry of Housing and extending planning and so on. Why is the government so silent about the estimates of that project? Itemize it to us. You are policymakers when you go to the house and you get monies approved. You are policymakers. Yes, the Constitution gives you the right to do so, but the Constitution also speaks of being transparent and being accountable, particularly when it comes to public funds. So I'm very much concerned, and Matt, this is where I will leave this, and the government must come clean to answer to this.
But
how can a contract $1.4 million previously just to do lighting, to now put in lighting, and install? I looked yesterday, and even this morning again to go and confirm, I saw that the poles have been removed, and there is, according to information, 6 poles should be installed. So I gave you the price of the poles and the price of the lightings. When you add that, that still is money allocated for this project, which is $14.8 million.
Somebody has to answer some questions. After your analysis there, somebody needs to come and explain to the public, so as you're right, what is really going on?
Well, yes, of course it concerns me, and I'm sure that this issue concerns a number of Dominicans, and those of us who are serious about being honest with ourselves and to stop hiding, stop burying our heads in the sand, because we all know what is the estimate. When we go to build our own houses, we always be any contractor that you can cut costs there, you can cut costs there. You are taking charge of your business. The business of government is the public's business. So I have a right to speak to it, and many of Dominicans have the right to speak to the issue. So when I speak, I'm not targeting anybody individually, but I'm saying because public funds are involved, then it is my business as a citizen, as an elector from the Roseau Central constituency, caretaker of Roseau Central, and more so a concerned citizen to speak and to ask the government to come clean with the people of Dominica.
We have 13 more minutes on this program to talk on the block. A call for accountability and transparency.
I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody put me on the bubble list. On the bubble list. Hurry, on the bubble list.
Let's go to the international line at this time. I repeat there, Glenroy Soso Coffee. Now in the Tarish Pit area, of course, meeting the people on the ground there in the Roseau North constituency. Good afternoon to you, yes? Hello? 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 Nobody there. Let's try another call. Are you there? Yes.
My friend, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, so Matt, now I come, I don't hear nothing there.
I played that 3 times. Sorry for you.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
you're not there right now?
No. So it's in Tarish Pit as we speak. It's so in Tarish.
Oh, okay, all right.
They're on the ground.
Matt, good afternoon to you, Matt, and good afternoon to all of your listeners. Matt, I don't know how late I am, if you'll have time to hear this voice note, but I would like you to do so to ease so pain and to ease the pains of all Dominicans who will become so concerned because of this education so have just released to us. So and all Dominicans. The reason why we are seeing these things is because there was a promise to Mr. Linton that when the final tabulation is being done, he would be ashamed. It cannot be done yet. So all these things you are seeing is to see if there is a way before that case come to an end, or once it is going on, that some kind of monies will be shown spent and this money is never spent. This is my own thinking based on what I heard Soso saying and the kind of education he's giving, the kind of figures he's talking about. I am very, very much convinced that one of these days, all these missing monies will be added to show that, hey, the money they say that are missing from the passport money, it's not missing. Thank you, Soso.
I want to be on the bubble list. Somebody be on the bubble list. Somebody. Want to know
I don't want to be on the bubble list. Leave me with my $5.
Mr. Clarence Christian, some people are calling for you to maybe give accountability. You're good at figures. Somebody saying, Matt, you remember the Rosa Bridge cost 18 million? Remember Joseph Isaac in the opposition said, as a qualified person himself, that bridge could not have cost 18 million. Try to get that clip of Mr. Joseph Isaac. So I'm not surprised. Corruption all around. Unfortunately, Joseph Isaac has forgotten what he chanted against, but he has joined later the bandwagon. Bubble list, huh? Somebody's asking, could it be that the MMC is the one awarding this lighting contract in the name of government of the Dominica using our CBI revenues under the control of MMC? More money laundering, my friend. Let's try the overseas line again. Hello, yes? Uh-oh. Are you there, caller?
Yes.
Yes, good. Good afternoon to you, my brother. Finally, yes.
Man, it's been a long time. I have got you live on the air. But I am happy to hear the presentation that Glenroy Coffee made in relation to asking for accountability for the lighting. And Matt, I had a conversation with a gentleman who is very familiar with the Labour Party. And one time he said to me, he was pissed because those guys go out and make deals, and his words were they take a cut out of it. So something is $10,000. They say it's $15,000. 5 goes into their pocket, and he was mad about it. That's all I'm going to say, Matt Pelty. There's more to it, but I'm just going to say that people need to open their eyes. And there seems to be a narrative that what belongs to the government is the Labour Party, and people from UWP, people from all walks of life pay taxes. The passports belongs to everybody, and we put a government in charge to manage our affairs, to make sure that the resources of the state is available for all through their hard work and their efforts, and not by somebody deciding who gets and who doesn't, and selecting winners and losers in the process, right, Matt Peltier? And what we are supposed to do as citizens is to understand when we send these people up to represent us in the House of Parliament, they're not there on behalf of us, or not there on behalf of a party agenda. They are there to ensure that the government gets the best bang for its buck. And And I like the analogy he put for if you build in your own house and the contractor is telling you your house is $3 million when you can build it for $100,000, you'd all be mad, right? So why are we allowing government ministers to sign contracts with folks when you could build a structure for $3 million and you're charging the state $15 million? Somebody is going to pick it up. But Martelti, let me add to what Soso said so that people can understand. When the government wastes your funds, when the government misappropriate funds, then your hospital doesn't have enough money to buy it. Your teachers cannot get a raise. And you know what is happening right now? He's going into the credit union, charging your investments in the credit union so that they can use the money to do other things. And now they're going to take a loan in the only financial institution we have in Dominica when they cannot pay it back because they've wasted over $10 million in lighting for the facility. But now we are going to Parliament and asking this, basically when they go to Parliament, the folks don't understand. The Parliament is there to ask the people of Dominica to approve $6 million for electoral reform, because at the end of the day, the people are going to pay back. Matt, you see the whole how the situation links to one another, and there's not an understanding of our political process. Because I have told you over and over, there are people who are puppets in our parliament, and they just carte blanche say yes to everything which Kerry demands, and the people in the constituency have no power. When these parliamentarians go there, they are speaking on their behalf. So when we misappropriate funds, when we spend $13 million, we cannot account for. And I'm hearing they ask the sports minister, the kindergartner who's in charge of sports, what happened to the funds? He said, well, let it pass because it happened already. That's a bunch of BS. And then only later to go to Parliament and ask for $6 million for electoral reform when you're telling people you don't care about $10 million that's lost. Might you see the ridiculousness of the situation?
Yep.
Matt, you see the stupidity of the situation that's happening in Dominica. And I'm going to keep it short because Soso did a very good job to let people understand. The Parliament of Dominica, I'm going to say it again, the Parliament of Dominica belongs to the people of Dominica. Dominica is not an imperial society. Roosevelt Skerrit is not that. The police force belongs to the people of Dominica. I need to remind the senior police officers that the uniform you wear, the people who are following Roosevelt Skerrit are wrong. You are not protecting Roosevelt Skerrit because it's Roosevelt Skerrit. You are sending protection because the office of the Prime Minister, who has the power, conveys to whoever is in that office to execute that power. The power is not in Roosevelt Skerrit, it's in the office. So therefore, the vehicles you drive, the weapons you have, the uniforms you have belongs to the state, and the state is the people of Dominica. Dominica is not a monarchy. And at this point, we need to understand when there are funds that are misappropriated, when then somebody else, somewhere else, some department, some division is suffering. You can't give raises. You give yourself raises, and now you're still asking for a loan on top of all this misappropriation. I'm going to say it again. We have kicked the can down the road too long. We have created a monster in our governance. I am looking at MO News, and Herman Chapless is burying more people than he's christening people in Dominica. He knows me very well, Matt. Roosevelt Skerrit needs to be removed from office because we have done this too long. And unless this monkey that is on our back in Dominica is not removed from office, Dominica is going nowhere anytime soon, because as far as I'm concerned, our parliament is corrupt. Our ministers are building houses that they cannot afford on a regular salary. And I don't know which bank is giving a minister who comes to ask you for a vote every 5 years a $700,000 loan to build a $5 million house, and he's going to pay it back in 5 years. I don't know how that happens. And I'm saying again, unless this individual is removed from office, and he doesn't seem like he wants to go peacefully, he has to be removed by force. We are going nowhere anytime soon. Matt, you have a good afternoon. Leonard Matthews, the name, if anybody wants to ask who's speaking. You have a good evening.
When you dissatisfied with your government, raise your voice, everybody raise your voice.
From the top, I haven't heard this one in a long, long time, and this is where we wrap it up in the afternoon. Third Eye, The Mumu should start talking now. Until tomorrow. That's way back in, what? 1996? Wow. Until tomorrow, if God is willing, I'll be back on your radio.
When you dissatisfied with your government, raise your voice, everybody raise your voice. When your representative don't represent you, raise your voice, everybody raise your voice. Almost 2 decades we want this country run. No union protest, no opposition. Everybody was afraid of the Iron Lady, especially in the House of Assembly. She just said she wants to ministry. Publicly humiliate the deputy. She made this educated men look dumb. She marched up at one big stadium. She resigned her post and she gone. Suddenly the Mumu get back its talk. Who said that agriculture no other minister? Who said that for free is a dual citizen?
Now we have a lot of Mumos in this cabinet, right? Who's gonna speak out? Speak out for Dominica.
Before the office spray, anybody on the way. The Mumu talking. When the speaker come, he talking in vain. He come shut up, the Mumu talking again. When unions support the Indian member countries, raise your voice, everybody raise your voice. When you need a take what did you not salary increase, raise your voice, everybody raise your voice. Before Mary Eugenia took the race of power, private business had to bow down to union leaders. Baby Mambo had a special kind of sauce, yeah. We make them just shut up and take your pay. Eugenia increased the old salary. Not for 67, they're too lazy. Transport they funded everybody. Make woman in charge of the whole country. Since she gone away to Alaska, suddenly Mumu turned freedom fighter. Who said the union leader is the rotten saboteur? He said union leaders living like we not here. Who said what you want is a son of a gun? Shoot them on your radio. Wednesday night TV talk show. He said we back in remote. Mumu talking. It must be a miracle. No one can explain. This man go on. Mumu talking again. If you light it in the door and you see a moon, raise your hand, everybody raise your hand. If you Eugenia never make you a moon, raise your hand, everybody raise your hand. Freedom of speech is your constitutional right. Don't be afraid to stand up and fight. Don't if it was not the voice of the Calypsonian, Mambo would have had no opposition. Eugenia people has got that culture. She make an apology for
She said you laugh, there's no one but I. They even up ready for after five. It's what up with the last election. Everyone going down, drop up your gun. Who said fashion and farmers don't get no payback money? Who get that country crying for Monroe City? Who said that Shruti Douglas and what never passed? We go put him up in line and make Edison resign. Out of order all the time. People who are talking. We thought he had lost his pride, or maybe his brain. But this freedom lost, who are talking again. Everywhere I walk, people stop me and talk. Tell me this country boy, you make him drop. We have a lot of things happening here in this country. We need somebody to address them seriously. We used to depend on the bricks and hurricane. Come out and sing on for people's pain. But since you guys say you stepping out of the Kaiser ring, we realize you had fun with this suffering. So now I'm revealing my opinion. I decide to step back in the competition. I want to like them so-called politicians run and study and lose elections. I will expose all sort of corruption, whether it's in past or present administration. When they do right, I will stand up on their side. No longer they go mess with Dominican's pride. I examine myself and I put it right. That is why I'm here on this stage tonight. This is the sunrise, the country fell asleep. Tell them from and up to now the one can't reach up to it. Better make the job with taking them seriously. Giving them the mandate to run our country. They take the opposition leader must be crazy, calling for the result of the inquiry. Sagoji must as if I were check back up a mal. Seems like the man have S for Malpapai. I asked him about DJ for Brucey, but Dominicans want the result of the autopsy. He says one thing, we have problems in the cabinet. That is why you get the result as there. Charlie playing games in the coalition. But he'll be cautioned by the Calypsonians, cause we are the mouthpiece of this nation. Oh, yeah. Talking to Perro, who seemed real upset. He said continuous, and he had nothing yet. Scrant, I hear a lot of guitars circling around. I won't allow that to bring my government down. Never.
who want to come with their rules and regulations. Scrunta tell them to leave them things for London. We are a peaceful and God-fearing nation. We ain't want no man here marrying man. Never. One that's grunty. We ain't want no Sodom and Gomorrah. Would give like no chef selling man burger. Stevie Thunder made sure it's moral. We can't give green lights to homosexual. We really gêné. The really sorty for the mundo mix of Pharaoh for action. To this country I owe a responsibility. And I will do it with the best of my ability. If any man in here have their set preference, tell them that they exercise their damn common sense. As a I don't have asked you to perform. To inform and educate this person. This country is in stagnation. I am because of the James administration. This government is one of transparency, one with plans to boost the economy. Look at the state of the banana industry. From Amadeo to UWP. They promise to give Lord in a ministry and part of a deal with the DLP. They're roboting Edison on the attack. Savrebu in sleeps waiting for a catch. This country is mine and ours to build. So let us raise our voice from the highest hill. Healing this nation is my people's will. It has some utility companies in this country. But for people like me and you, they have no sympathy. The service they give is inadequate, but always have excuses for the high rates. With that feeling fast, money running high, they never listen to when the man. But like we did to Dublin, because anytime it rains, dirty water just flows. We get the east from cable and wireless. And today you got some stress and poor people's stress. Mapping you welcome you in the competing ring, but your reception, it needs improving. It encourages foreign cultural invasion, corrupting the minds of this young generation. They are the one who are this country's future. Educate them some about Jamaica's culture. Instead of playing all them rap songs on the ET, play them something that can influence them wisely. Play more local programs on your TV show. May help the youth what direction to go. Tell them how they come from. Politicians they do will take precaution. Tell them how they come from. Size of it and government. Tell them how they come from. No longer tables control the monopoly. But in the fact mapping you came with a great victory. We supporting you as a local company. Treat us with respect and give us what we do with. Anytime a local program is going on, you put it up and playing rap from the American. We need to see more of our own. Remember charity begins at home. So play out something from the King Hunty. Tell them I am from, but the youth them can't take pattern on he as a role model in this country. This country boy, the person is still love. We hope to see you in the fire. God bless you. Oh God. You know, friends in life, you need someone close to you, someone you can talk to when you're faced with problems. And those fellas in the name of Silver, Hurricane Hunt and Grace, I consider them to be my friends. Yeah. Oh. La, da, da, da. Oh. Ah. Big confusion in the courthouse. Prosecutor raising the voice. The accused is Grunter for breaking into Matilda's house. So I had no attorney. I pleaded not guilty. I thought they had no right to keep friends to keep evidence on me. They asked them all kind of funny questions, have them under cross-examination. But the prosecutor want to see me up in stock farm. Making friends folk with so tired, cause the charges read they were unfair. Realizing it is a plot, it is Grunter down in the gutter. First witness they call King Observer, and I think how well he know this Grunter. Observer said that's my friend by honor. I know him well, that man is my good friend. Next witness they call King Hurricane, and the question they put to him again. Hurricane say that's my friend, your honor. He's an upright man. That man is my good friend. You know, the judge went a little further, so she called on the King Hunter. Hunter say that's my friend, your honor. I know him well. Grunter is my good friend. But when they call on Bronca John the Briggs, prosecutor say my honor, arrest my case, because all them boys, for them, they are his fucking friends. So friends, that's my boy. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. You know, you want to sentence me, you know? You have been changed. Oh man, what I say to myself, once I talk the truth, and my friends stood up with me, I must be free. Yeah. La da di di da 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 da. La da da. It was on a sad Tuesday morning when I appeared before Judge Bernardine. People flock around the court to see what was happening. But I kept on praying, because I knew the Almighty was listening, and once I called upon His name, He'll break all barriers and chains. The TV and the radio station first to jump on the bandwagon. Instantly my song will got it to reach #1. While my fans were lamenting, some news reporters were rejoicing. They claimed to have nothing, so they were out there jubilating. Man like a lie, whose witness they call King Observer, and Observer answered his question with flair. He said, that's my friend, your honor. Oh, that man is my good friend. Next witness they call King Hurricane, And the same question they put to him again. But we can smile and say, my friend, he's an upright man. That man is a good, good friend. Yeah. You know, the judge went a little further. So she called on the king hunter. Hunter said, that's my friend, your honor. I know him well. Hunter is my good, good friend. But when they call on Bronca John the Briggs prosecutor say Mayana arrest my case because all them boys before them they are his fucking friends. His fucking friends. Big confusion, eh? Courthouse jam back. These Stupsy boys is to see them. Laurent, Stavro, and Henry. They have me in chains. And the Stupsy. This cross. The mad. Judge Bernardine called for a recess and asked the juries to do their best. She said, I am fed up. It's time to put this matter to rest. So I stepped out the chamber to see the persecutor in anger. While at the left corner, talking to Miss Matilda. Those voracious Calypsonians always looking for recognition. They took conniving and used to sing about me in their song. The court was called back to session after an extended deliberation. All the difference back to start up to the cross-examination. First witness they call King of Sofa. Answered his question with flair. He said, that's my friend, your honor. He's an upright man. That man is my good, good friend. Oi! Next witness they call King Hurricane. And the same question they put to him again. Hurricane said, that's my friend. A man of integrity, my honor. Granta is my good, good friend. You know, the judge went a little further. So she called on the king hunter. Hunter said, that's my friend, your honor. I know this man long. That man is my good, good friend. But when they call on Bronca John the Briggs prosecutor say, my honor, arrest my case. Because all them boys, before them, they are his fucking friends. They are fucking fucking friends. Oh boy, you know, friend in need is a remedy. You know, the prosecutor, the investigator, the mad, the stupid. They have been chains. But with the help of the Almighty and my fucking friends, on the Hurricane, October and Break, I love this fight.